Oh my god. Here we are on a Napoleonic battlefield once again. This time we're in Belgium, and the French boys are at it again. They're marching, trying to conquer, while singing about onions. Well, there's a coalition of forces ready to take them on. They've got something to say. France will be taking on a coalition from Russia, Austria, Spain, and the United Kingdom. This is going to be one hell of a match. So sit back, relax, get some snacks and drinks, because we are about to dive into another Napoleonic Total War 3 battle replay. Alright guys, what is up? It's Apollo here, and yes, welcome back to another NTW3 battlefield. Today, well, it's a dark one. There's rain, there's clouds, and it's gonna be a bloody one. So like I said in the intro, this is going to be a France versus coalition battle. We have 4 French players against 4 coalition forces, and they are on Belgium. Now this is a line of communication map, so essentially what they're going to do here is battle for these points, and at the end of the battle, whoever has the most points is victorious. Now some points are worth more than others. Like you got a 4.0 over here, a 4.0 over here. But overall, this battlefield is pretty straightforward. It's open. There's some slight hills in the center. But other than that, I mean, there's some trees here and there and a couple buildings, which are the capture points. But yeah, other than that, it's going to be a straightforward battle. Right away, look at this. We have a cav charge going in here. Woo-wee! France is fully committing. We got the other French charging in. Other French player. Yes. Beautiful. Beautiful charge against the Austrian player. Austria is now trying to quickly send in some hussars to support. But France is going to have the luxury of being able to sit back and use kind of like take on the Austrian cav wave after wave. We do have another battle going on over here. Woo! Already we are just hopping in. Austria's trying to recover their cav, trying to save whatever he can. We also have a little bit of a cav standoff over here. Lots of Russian cav mixed in with some Austrian cav and some Spanish cav as well. I definitely think the French cav here is outnumbered, so I don't expect them to engage here at all. Woo! I love making these battles loud. I like having to yell over the engagements. It just makes it that much more cinematic. But things have calmed down over here. Austria just kind of collecting themselves. And then Russia still maneuvering up some cav, trying to just basically, this is the classic strategy here of these battles here, is sending up the cav first, scouting, because you must scout in this mod, and then moving up the infantry. France on this side hasn't really seen any kind of enemy movements. We do have some British forces here. This is actually the peninsular camp, like army that fought in the Iberian Peninsula. So we're gonna see some mix of like British and Spanish troops, which is pretty cool. Also, we have Spain as well. So yeah, we're gonna see. You could almost say this is the peninsular campaign, minus Austria and Russia. But it looks like, are we going for a charge here, France? France is going in for a charge. Let's see, they're getting the tail end of these guys. They are falling back, but they're going to counter-charge. There they go. And France is going to disengage. Very nice plays here. So I actually recently, obviously, I recently... Oh, wait, hold that thought. We've got more cav charges coming in. God, these are some big, juicy units. Look at this. This is so sick. beautiful fight here. Just a beautiful struggle. And France is going all in against this Russian cav. Gets a great charge there. Oh my god, and Russia's pouring in more troops. The Austrian cav has returned. Wow. Woo! It looks like France is actually being held back here. The Austrian cav is, or I'm sorry, the Russian cav is chasing them down. My God. So it seems that the French, unfortunately, they were doing very well there at the beginning, but it seemed that a lot of Cavs started to converge from the coalition forces and are now pushing back the French.
Our men are running, sir.
Let's see. Yeah, French Cav. Oh boy. French Cav breaking there, and looks like this is going to be a pretty big defeat for the French Cav. We do have some Grenadiers moving up, trying to support the Cav that have retreated from that hillside. Let's see what these Grenadiers do. Oh yeah, baby. Just opening fire. Now they're going in for a charge. Line infantry getting into this battle. Okay, so I felt like the effects were a little too loud, so I decided to make a little edit there, turn down the sound a bit, because it was just a little too, like, you got to be able to hear me, and that was a little too extreme there. But yeah, forces are kind of forming up here, just kind of doing a bit of a turkey shoot against the Russian Cav, who's just all in front of this French army. Oh my god, entire French Cav forces are just being destroyed. France is really, this French army here is really feeling the wrath. And look at this, Russia's still committing. They're still committing to this fight. Nice little counter charge by some French dragoons, trying to scare them off. They're going to retreat. They're going to fall back, and France is just trying to reorganize, or really just organize their lines here for the incoming Austrian, Russian, Spanish forces. Now, over in this main center, resistance is light. The other French armies are having a much better job of being able to push here. Now, this is quite interesting. He's got his men into these column formations. There's some Spanish forces. I guess it's because Spain is retreating. He knows that he doesn't need to form lines just yet. But he's taking a defensive stance here. Now, I do want to note here, and look at, okay, well, let's do some slow motion so we don't miss anything. I want to explain that what happened there is that the British have taken this building, so they control this point. The French control this point, and overall it looks okay. Didn't mean to go. Okay, can we get, there we go. I didn't mean to go underground there, but yeah, overall it looks like the coalition forces control more points. So France is going to have to fight for this building, and it seems like they are going to do that. They are moving up some line infantry, ready to fight the good fight. He's also got some grenadiers over here. The beautiful white uniforms, love it. And France is just now using the artillery to shell that hill. And really what this French army needs to do here, I believe, is that they just need to keep a lot of these coalition forces occupied, and then having his allies kind of sweep in from the other side. And there we go. He's formed the lines. He's got some stakes here, some spikes ready to protect the line infantry, because not every line infantry can form square. Unlike vanilla Napoleon, most units can form square. In this one, only certain skilled units can form square, which is pretty cool. You got to be really strategic and wise on where you place your line infantry. All right, the French have set up on this flank, pushing in. The British have kind of used this ever so small forest here, a tree line, to set up his line infantry. So the British have kind of taken a pretty passive approach, letting the French push in. It seems that his allies, which is Spain, Austria, and Russia, are taking a more aggressive approach in protecting these buildings and trying to take the points. We also have some hidden artillery opening fire. There's another one. Opening fire on the French defenses that might make France have to be aggressive here and just push back the enemy. But over on this side, the French are still pushing up, and now we're going to see a massive line battle between France and Austria. Wow. Okay. So unfortunately, the sound is glitching out here. There we go. Common Napoleon glitch. Much better. It's back. So, and Austria is closing in for the kill. Look at this. They're closing in for the kill. They want to get danger close to the French. And I think it's because the Austrians have so many reinforcements over here. They have so many allies, which we can't see yet because they're behind this hill. But, you know, this rain is going to cause some misfires. We might see a lot of melee here in this battle. Ooh, I love that flash. That's always so cool. I can never get over that. But Austria is really laying down the hurt here. The French are outnumbered in this line battle, and they're moving another section of their force for this hill, which would be disaster because here comes the Russians who are moving up to take the hill. So it's almost like they used this hill as cover to hide his troops, and now they're pushing up, and the French player really needs reinforcements here. They need support. Look at this Austrian line here. They are just setting up, double stacking. Of course, the back line's not going to fire, but they're more of like a support flank there, a support reserve troop. But yeah, the French are really going to have a tough time taking on all these forces. Now Spain is going in for a charge, harassing these grenadiers. And they're going to keep pushing. Look at this. The French are now having to stop in their tracks. They're now moving up some cav they have left over. They do break the Spanish cav, which is good, and they are able to save their French infantry. Now back here, the French players need to move. They need to get aggressive because their ally, way on the right flank, is dealing with a lot right now. And a lot of coalition forces are being committed to this one French army. So I definitely think that if these two French players get aggressive, they can make a push. Now we got cav charging. Look at this. The British going in with a cheeky cav charge. We got the 11th Light Dragoons. Let's see what they can do here. Do we have anybody forming square? Anybody who can form square? No, it looks like they're gonna try to get out of there. This is a small unit, but deadly unit. Nice shots there. They take out one of them. And the rest are going to be able to get lucky there and get the hell out of that fight. And that was a nice move by the British, but also a good move on, you know, preserving his men and not letting them die. So the French now are on full fallback here. They are falling back because of the sheer size of the Austrian-Russian forces coming in after them. Now this is a smart play to fall back like this because you are not, instead of just standing your ground and letting your army die, sure, you could get some kills, but you're now falling back and making the enemy abandon this superior terrain to go after you. Now, the French, I think what they're going to try to do is regroup with their other allies here. Look at the French artillery opening fire down on the Austrian lines. So their allies obviously trying to support them here. This rain, I mean, Rain's got to make this battlefield quite muddy. I could imagine shoes are getting stuck in the mud and soldiers are leaving them behind. Austria is still closing in. And you know what's cool is Austria is not stopping. They're not stopping. They're going to keep chasing. So what I mean by not stopping is they're not stopping the volley. They're just going to keep pursuing. Just keep moving. Now over here, we've got some... Whoa, we got some Russian cav. Seemed like they were going to go for a charge. The French have kind of set up an artillery position, I think. No, they're still trying to set it up. But yeah, I think they're going to regroup here. No, they're going to keep falling back. Okay. They're most likely going to regroup with these forces here. All right, the British have arrived. Look at this. His forces are they're here. They're here to play. They're here to party. And I think he's going for this weak French center here. He's going to try to maybe spearhead and try to divide these two forces. I'm really curious to see how this is going to play out. This building over here is getting shelled. We've got some Spanish troops getting shelled by the French artillery. The French are kind of waiting here, not getting too aggressive. All right, and now the French are now running. They are running away, and here comes some Russian cav trying to slow down this retreat so the main Russian army can come back, but the French are easily there to protect the retreat as they scare off the Russian cav. Good move there. Good move there. The French are doing what they can to get the hell out of here. They are using the cover of this tree line to escape. They also have to protect the artillery. You can't let this artillery get destroyed and left behind. So he's doing what he can to protect it, and he's doing a great job. So the French player is being wise. He's getting his army out of a bad situation, and he's going to be able to regroup and rejoin it with his forces with taking light casualties. All right, so the British are here to support this point, and I think the British are going to go on the offensive here. And the French most likely are going to be defensive. Oh, artillery hitting hard on these British troops as they are advancing towards the French lines. The French are going to stand their ground. We've got some good fancy boys here from the French. Nice thick lines. They're most likely going to spread out a little bit so they can mirror the size of this British, or the length of the British line. Most of the French forces on this flank are now moving. We got some Swiss boys here. Oh, yeah, we got some Swiss boys. But they're now moving towards this way to converge on the British because obviously they don't want to lose this position. Oh, man, I love these. I love it. Dude, NTW3, guys, is so awesome. Like, in terms of just tactics, troop movement, you know, charging in with the bayonets and how crucial it is at times. It's so sick. It is so sick. I suck at this mod because it's so different compared to vanilla that you really got to spend some time with it and learn the mechanics and everything. I recently played a battle and just got destroyed. Wasn't even close. But yeah, I suck, but it's so fun watching players who are good at it, and very exciting. So the British are actually falling back. Falling back because I'm sure they're quite concerned about the French flank here pushing on them, and they don't want to extend too far up. So good move there. Again, you don't want to get too aggressive. It's easy to lose your army in these battles, and if you make a silly mistake of pushing too hard or not defending a certain flank, your entire army could be destroyed. Now the Russians went in for another charge there. We've got, what is this? Is this like, this is a small unit here. Originally they had 65, but they formed like a little square there to try to hold off the small Russian cav unit. And yeah, it looks like they're most likely, like I said, gonna regroup with the French over here. Let's see what the British do. The British are now focusing. Look at, they're using the road here. The roads do increase movement speed, and they're going to focus on this French flank here, which is not a terrible idea. Look, he's got skirmishers over here, light company, Sicilian line. So he's got a lot of infantry kind of focusing over on that side, but once again, he's kind of falling back here. The French look like they were going to move from this hill and engage, which they still are, but the British are re-maneuvering their forces. Gotta love this. Gotta love this game, man. 6-pounder horse artillery opening fire, trying to support the British infantry. It seems that, oh boy, I mean, this retreat is just, look at this. I mean, it's almost comical. It's hilarious how close the Austrians are behind the French army right now. And there we go, Russian cav going in, charging a unit, and most likely will break them. Yep, that is tragic for the French, as they are trying to conserve as many men as possible. And now more and more cav just pouring in. And just crushing this retreat. Over here, it seems the French have decided to make their stand. They realize that they cannot retreat any further back. This is where they put up their fight. They're going to set up their artillery. And the Russians are closing in, using these numbers. Using the numbers to support this assault. Over here, we do have a little bit of a cav engagement in the back lines. It seems that Austria was able to sneak some hussars and is crushing the French artillery. And oh man, he gets in and gets out. He does what he needs to do. He breaks though, unfortunately, but wow. A little bit of a cav engagement going on here in the French flank. That was a huge move there with that cav. Killing that artillery is going to be a game changer. Now, ooh, the Russian lines here are getting hit hard and breaking from, I believe, the French artillery causing that. And the Russians are trying to overextend here to fire at the flank of the French. The French obviously are going to maneuver. And, wow, good play by the French, really chipping away at the Russian lines here. Fantastic. All right, the French falling back. Still falling back, still trying to get to better ground. The French cav is doing everything they can to support the infantry as they fall back. Let's go to the other side and see how the battle's going on here with the British. The British have formed a massive line. Once again, the British seem to be falling back as well. So the British are a little cautious here. They don't want to get too carried away. Honestly, I think what the British are doing are just keeping the French players occupied over here while the British allies push on this flank. Another thing I want to note, where's Spain? Spain's got some troops hidden. And all we see are a couple of them here and there. Spain has an army pretty much untouched. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens when they show up. My God, these are some thick lines. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the thicker the line, the better the morale. It's just less men are firing. Nice. Got some nice troops on the flank, really putting pressure on the Russians. Russia had some challenges over here. They took heavy casualties, but they're coming back. I think some of the troops that broke are returning back to this fight, and that's going to cause some issues for France because France is already struggling to maintain this line. Oh, God. Some good volleys there. Oh, this is something fierce, guys. Something fierce. Got the general nearby. Wait, is that the general? Yeah. Oh, dude, Lanes. I don't know if I'm pronouncing. This general is crazy, man. This general, this guy would just go in. He died in battle, but yeah, dude, this general is a freaking champ. I mean, some of the generals for the French armies, just unbelievable. But yeah, good fire here. The Austrians are getting super close. They want this to be a bloody close battle. And the French are going to once again fall back, try to get to a superior position. I think they're going to try to get back over here. There are some guard units, grenadiers, kind of holding back. I assume the French are going to try to make their way over there, regroup, get some extra troops there. I mean, they're doing a good job, all things considered. They're making the Austrians, especially the Russians, kind of bleed in this pursuit. Over here, we do have a charge. Whoa, hold on. The French using some grenadiers trying to take the building. Some juicy brawls right here. And the French are close behind, ready to help support here with this this guard troop. I think they're going all in for this building. Yeah, look at this. They're just pushing in their column formation. Artillery is now shelling this position as well. I think pretty soon we're going to see more Spanish troops arrive here. And sure enough, we are seeing more and more Spanish troops appear on the battlefield. Over on this side, the British are kind of trying to push the French away from this building. But the British are pushing here, and the French are trying to set up a nice line. I think they're going to fall back a little bit. So I guess because the British are so focused on this flank, the French in the center are going to focus on trying to take this building. But so far, I mean, this hasn't really looked great for the French team. I mean, it seems like this battle has been mostly under control by the coalition forces. But all it takes is one major break. And look at this. Russia's getting dangerously close again. They really want to land those hits. They really want to hit hard, hit the enemy hard. More troops closing in, closing in. We've got Russian forces on the flank over here. France doing everything they can, but I mean, these units need to move up. These guard units, they need the support. Because look, we've got Austrian forces moving on the flank. And it's really a matter of time until they start firing at the sides, at the flanks of this French army. Oh my god, look at this. Look at this battle line. Look at that. That is insane. The French are just doing everything they can. It's a 2 versus 1 over here. And then back over on this side, the French in the center, this French center army doing what they can, trying to take this position, slowing down their approach. They're not mindlessly charging in. Oof, good volleys going on over here. We got some cav play going on. Look at this, French cav charging in against the British. And at this point, guys, we are halfway through this battle, still completely undecided who's going to take this one. Does seem like the British cav is going to maintain this fight. And, well, we got some more French cav charging in. But this seems like a suicide mission because I don't think they're going to be able to win this. A nice aggressive push by the French, but it seemed pretty costly. Pretty costly. There we go. Nice line battle unraveling here between the French and the Spanish. And let's see what's going on with this. There we go. There's the climb for the hill. The climb for the hill. They're going to regroup with the guard. Which it looks like one of the guard moved out. One of the guard units. Uh-oh. Oh no. Flanking charge by some Hungarian grenadiers. And then we have some Hungarian line infantry pushing in. So this unit, I don't know if this was like a sacrificial unit, but Oh, they actually break a unit here. Wow. Took on 3 Austrian units, break one of them. Unfortunately, they're going to break and get out of there. And there we go. The French are reforming. They're stretching out their lines. And really, guys, this is it. They can't retreat any further back. Because if they give up this hill, it's over. There's been a lot of death in this pursuit. A lot of death, a lot of destruction. Let's see if the French can turn this one around and maybe crush this army pushing on their flank. That could be huge. They've got the artillery support over here. Firing in the... I think he landed a good hit. This unit... Yeah, this unit's breaking. Artillery just shelling these units. Just shelling. Over this way, the French are fighting. It just seems like everywhere the French are, they're outnumbered. And oh my God, we've got another retreat, another fallback from the French forces as the British are closing in. Of course, the British are going to pursue here. Austrians have some troops in reserve. The French look like they don't have anything in reserve. French look like they have to commit everything to this front line to try to contain this Russian/Austrian push. Good shots, good volleys here from the forces. They're going to fall back a little bit. I think they're going to use the tree line here. I think they know they're in a tricky spot here because look at Spain is coming around the flank. France has got some artillery set up here. They've got some guard protecting the artillery, but I don't know. It just seems like the French are outnumbered wherever they are, which just seems crazy to me. Just like, I guess maybe they brought more expensive units, which is a possibility. But the British are right behind the French as they fall back. And most likely are going to fall back to this building here and hold that. He's got some, looks like some guard units kind of holding it, defending it. Back over here, we've got the French lines kind of reforming again. Looks like they're ready to fight again, pushing up to that front line. I would try to make a stand with the artillery. I would try to get them close and then use canister shot. But I also think the Russians are smart here. They know that artillery is danger, and they probably want to keep their distance. Also, hold on. I think we've got some Russian artillery trying to counter the French artillery for this hill. Yeah, we got artillery up on this hillside, just shelling that French position. That's good. Yeah, sit back, use the artillery. It's important not to get too aggressive here. I mean, it seems the coalition, they've got the French right where they want them. Now we got the 11th Dragoons pushing in. And look at this, the French army that is falling back is getting cut apart. The British have divided these two forces. And now they are closing in on this force. So they're just opening fire. The Spanish are charging through. They've got their cav moving out. Looks like they're going to go for an aggressive push here. And oh my God, the Spanish have really moved up here. Look at this. The French are just on constant fallback. And I think they're going to have to consolidate their forces up on this hill and really just hope that the artillery can get some stuff done. They're now using canister shot. I mean, it's a little far away, but they shouldn't be able to land some kills. Oof, great volley. God, I love the volleys in this. Yeah, I mean, that canister shot so far away, it's not really landing a lot of hits. God, I love that. I love the smoke. Beautiful. I wish the smoke was a little bit crazier, kind of like Darth Mod, where it's just everywhere. Uh-oh, Spain going in for a charge. They're going for the French artillery. Beautiful. The French are now moving their cav to counter-charge, but it's just too late. That artillery piece is gone. It is gone. And Spain's going to be able to go in and get out. Wow. Good move by Spain there. Excellent move. And the French are now falling back. Over here, the French have been destroyed. The British have closed in. And now look at this. Oh my God. That's just fantastic maneuvering by the British player. He's moved in and he's cut off this entire French force so they couldn't regroup with the main army over here. Look at this fight. Look at this juicy battle. Just sexy. I think at this point, for the French to win, they've got to try to like pull off an insane charge. A charge that will break an entire army. Oof. Yeah, the Austrian lines look terrifying. And there we go once again. The French are on the fall back. I mean, they really can't fall back anymore. I mean, it's just not going to happen. The French now sacrificing one unit to hold back the British as the rest are retreating. Look at them. There they go. And the British are now going to be able to easily push. They could easily push on this building here. This is the 4-pointer building. It is quite important. But they still got, let's see, 21 minutes. So there's 21 minutes of play, which is a solid chunk of time. The British can really, I'm pretty sure the coalition owns more houses anyways. So the coalition doesn't even have to be aggressive here. You know, let the French fall back because they control this building, which is 1 point. Ah, dang it. Why? Oh. And then they control this building here. And then they've got a 4-pointer behind them. So they control most of this map, obviously. So, yeah, they don't have to be too aggressive. Now the British are moving over reinforcements to help out Spain. And I think we're going to have to see the French do something aggressive here. I think the French are going to have to do something to where they can quickly break some units and consolidate their forces because they just don't have the numbers. They don't have the numbers for this long, drawn-out skirmish that's going on right now. More forces closing in. They will not stop this advance. And look at, this is a problem. The center opening here is completely open. It might be the Russians are going straight for it. All right, the British are again still closing in here. This is going to be a problem. Once again, the French are going to have to fall back soon. The French are going to have to fall back. They've set up a nice defensive position here. The British have completely avoided this because, again, they don't need to go for it. They got plenty of time. And now the British are flanking around. Try to they're gonna open fire on these. Really what the British should do is just keep moving and just preventing these guys from being able to do it again. Like cut these guys off from retreat. Because they're about even with them. And these guys are getting shot. Oh my god, oh my god. Is that a cav charge? Oh my god. Russian cav charge. Beautiful charge. Beautiful charge. Breaks and just multiple French units. Look at that. Woo-wee. That is something juicy. So, that's a huge loss for the French army. A huge loss. The French are now having to hold the top of this hill. We've got units closing in.
We've taken a building, sir.
They've taken a building. I mean, this is almost an entire army they've had enough. They're tired of retreating. They're tired of fighting. They're gone. And this Russian cav unit is just causing chaos in the French ranks. Napoleon is not going to be too happy about this. And yeah, this entire French flank is gone. So really what it's going to come down to is these defensive buildings over here. That's what it's going to come down to. I mean, I think anything is possible. Like, the French could still win, but they need a crazy, crazy miracle here. They need something special to get them out of this hole. They need a tornado to come in, or an asteroid, or maybe a massive earthquake. People fall into like the cracks of Earth. I mean, I don't know. They need something crazy to get them out of this situation. And now we've got Spain charging down the center. Look at this, going for a cav charge. I think they're trying to clean this battle up. Let's see if they break them. It's close. Oh my god, they break them. Cav is so dangerous in this game. Cav is so key to this game that if you're not properly protecting your army from cav charges, you're going to have a bad day. So Spain is moving up to this hill. They're going to have a bit of a high ground here to fire down at this like final stand, which is so sick. I love it. I love the fight. You got to give credit to the French players. Giving it their all. Oh, wow. Hold on. Oh, no. Oh, the Austrian general walks through some just stakes there. Wasn't even enemy fire. Oh, that's always the worst. But that's actually a pretty big win there for the French players. I mean, maybe that could cause the French lines to kind of waver. Like, our idiot general just died because he impaled himself on stakes. It's like the general was like, God, those stakes just moved out of nowhere. Where'd they come from? Blah. Yeah, the French still holding on here. I honestly, like, if I was the French, I'd just abandon this. Leave one unit in the building. Move the troops over to help this last stand, which just looks so sick. That's awesome. Oh, that looks sick. Look at this. Brave Frenchmen hold. Surrounded by so many.
This building has fallen to the enemy.
Let's see, what building has been taken? Oh, okay, so, yeah, is there a battle going on here? I hear, yeah. What's going on? Where's I don't see any French troops, but it sounds like there's a battle. Anyways, the British have that under control. It doesn't matter. Oh, no. Oh, no. Look how close the Russians are getting and the Spanish. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a huge bayonet charge. Brave souls. Look at that. Imagine seeing that. That uphill. Oh, Cav run. Oh, there goes the charge. Oh, God. Oh, God. The humanity. Why do we fight? Why? Why? Yeah, Russia's going all in, and that's going to completely break that line. And the French forces are completely surrounded. And I think it's safe to say, it was probably safe to say about 5 minutes ago, that this battle has been decided. Now we'll just watch the epic last stand of the French troops. The French forces fighting for what they believe in. But yeah, no, this was great. It seemed right from the beginning, the French, at first they did really well in the cab charge, which it all started like right here. Beautiful cab charging, but the Russian-Spanish combo, or Russian-Austrian combo, just overwhelming the French there. And the French just felt like they were constantly retreating. You know, they just couldn't get any good ground. Spanish took control of this building. They had this high ground, but it meant for nothing because they're losing the flank here, and then this was a big deciding factor. The British splitting that French army in two and just crushing them. Just utterly crushing them. There we go. Mass retreat here from the French. French forces from this stronghold is now moving up, ready to fight. But I think it's safe to say that they're not going to be able to stop this. They're not going to be able to turn this around. The fighting in the building seems to be going poorly for the French. I was going to say it was going well, but yeah, this was a pretty big stomp in here. I mean, the coalition forces seem to have been doing a great job. They just did great maneuvering, great teamwork. Just, it seemed like the synergy, the teamwork, the maneuvering was just perfect from the coalition players. And the French are now just desperately putting up any kind of stand here. I think I'm going to go ahead and just fast forward as these French troops are just getting picked apart. So yeah, I'm always looking for NTW3 replays, guys. I do want to give a shout out. I got this replay from the Lord's Discord. It's kind of like the official Discord for NTW3. I'm going to try to get a link and post it in there. There's people playing this game all the time. Nice little flanking charge. Yeah, and we're just going to see a bayonet charge. Look at this. Let's do some normal speed. But yeah, this was awesome. Very, very awesome. King German Legion, 1st Dragoon charging in, saying hello. The sound is glitching out again, unfortunately. And the French have made their stand here as they're down to 2 units, which are going to break very soon. There goes the charge. Yep, this is the last charge. French army is in full rout. And the coalition today are going to be, or is going to be, because it's one coalition, is going to be victorious. Now all I have to do is take this building, and it is over. Well, there's a couple French troops over here as well. But obviously, this is not, look at this. At this point, it's just like stampede charge. Players don't even care. Like, it's just like, they care, but like, it's just, there's nothing the French can do. What do they got? What kind of unit? Grenadiers. I mean, this is going to be a tough fight. They've got their troops up here. This looks pretty cool. I wish there was more Total War games where you could have troops that go into a building and you can see them up top and stuff. It's pretty sick. Here's the last little resistance here of the French army, trying to prevent the British from taking that building. Are they going in for a charge? Looked like they were, but they're just setting up to fire. And now look at this British army. I would just mass charge in. Get this over with. Get this over with. There's 7 minutes left in this timer. Now remember, in these line of communication games, right? Line of communication. Anyways, they're an hour long max. So it's really like, it's not about destroying the enemy army, but rather getting the most points after an hour. Which usually most of the forces are destroyed, like in this battle. And there we go. There's the last French force that is going to get surrounded. He's not even charging in. He's just gunning them down from outside. Look at that. Oh, God. The humanity. They're down to 51. There they go. That's it. Game over. The French have been defeated, tragically. And here are all the players. This was great. Really enjoyed this one. Lots of kills. I mean, the French, a couple players did pretty well. They're getting a good amount of kills. Really good job. The British player, I would say, is MVP here. Also, Austrian player doing great. Russian player doing great. But the British player, you know, just crushed that army so quickly that it was just, it was so decisive. So this was sent in by the French player Liberalis. Thank you so much for the battle replay. This was awesome. Again, well, he didn't send it to me, so he just posted it in the Lord's Discord. I hope he doesn't mind if I post this. I always appreciate people who post defeats because you can, you know, it's cool. It's like you show people like, oh, how I could have done better, stuff like that. But yeah, I love this mod. It's fantastic. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the battle, and I will see you guys next time on the battlefield.